Hiya, it's Deputy Prime Minister, proud Northerner, basic instinct enthusiast, and now fourth sexiest woman in the UK, Angela Rayner, and welcome to another no-brainer with Angela Rayner. Well, I have to say, I am not a very happy chappy today. I had got plans this afternoon to go home, get a couple of civil servants to pump up my paddling pool, stick me trotters in, open a couple of tins and relax in the sunshine. Instead, I've had to come here to Spoons because the civil servants are busy dealing with all of the fallout of all of the stuff that happened with our Rachel at PMQs. By the way, if anyone wants to buy me a drink, I'm number 36. I am not very impressed, but I'm going to talk you all through it now because this is absolutely ridiculous. Typical far-right adjacent media have gone running with a bunch of very dangerous misinformation. Now, some of you well know that our Rachel is kept overnight in the underground bunker on a charging pod. And every morning we change her settings to whatever we want her to do that day. And this morning I went personally down to the bunker and I changed her settings to point. I decided not to change them to nod, which is what we usually set her on for PMQs. And I have to say, I'm very, very pleased that I made that choice because our Lisa was doing a lot of vigorous nodding today on the front bench. She was really going for it. Her whole body was going at one point. She looked like she was sat on a washing machine on a spin cycle. So I have to say, I'm very glad for variety. I'd got our Rachel set to point. And it was all going very, very well. Our Kia was back at the helm, and it was a point where people noticed our Rachel started leaking water from her eyes. And then everyone went completely ridiculous with it. All of the idiots on X and the far-right adjacent media decided to suggest that she was having some sort of an emotional breakdown. Well, you could not be further from the truth, which is no surprise really. Our Rachel has very severe allergies, and it just so happens that the pollen count is very, very high today, and also one of the things that she's most allergic to are the Tories. And she was in such close proximity, she was really having a very hard time with it. And when our Kia started talking about the £22 billion black hole and mentioned it more than once, that triggered the thought of the disastrous Liz Truss mini budget, and her allergies just went mad, and that was it. It was just all flowing out. So that was what was happening. But everyone's decided that she's having an emotional moment. Well, that is just so typical of the far-right adjacent misogyny that us Labour women have to deal with every single day. And they even went as far as to badger our Rachel's people for a statement about it, and they had to come out and say that it was a deeply personal matter. Well, yeah, allergies are very personal, and you shouldn't have to tell anyone about it unless they're a medical professional. So there you go. And our Kia came out in full support of our Rachel, and he said, let me be clear, Rachel Reeves is going nowhere. And I think that is something that we can all agree on. And while we're at it, our Kia is also going nowhere because there's so many people spreading ridiculous rumours that I'm trying to go for the top job. I do not want the top job. I do not want to be Prime Minister. I am not interested in our Kia's job. He's doing a brilliant job. He is doing such a fantastic job, and all of us Labours are behind him. So I am not interested in hearing any more of these ridiculous rumours. We are getting things done. Like we got the welfare reforms bill done. I went and spoke to a few of us Labours that were a little bit unsure. I reassured them. I said, look, we are the party of change, and that is what we promised, and this is a change that we have to make, and I'm sure that you are in full support of being in the party of change, and if you are, then you really should vote with the rest of us Labours and get this bill through. And when I worded it like that, they were like, oh, fair enough, yeah, we'll do that. So there you go. The bill went through, and people say, oh, you've watered it down. Well, sometimes you have to do that. And, some people just think of it like a big jug of Ribena. Some people don't like it too strong, do they? So sometimes you've got to just water it down a bit. In this case, we watered it down and then tipped a bit out and watered it down and tipped a bit out, and then there was just a little suggestion of pink in the end. And there you go. So that's what the welfare reform bill now looks like, and everybody is more than happy with the result. So there you go. It doesn't matter what you say, and it doesn't matter what you do. Us Labourers are going to continue to go from strength to strength. I'll see you again on another No-Brainer with Angela Rayner.